Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the tabletop. It is Yuki once again, getting you ready for our very first campaign here on Tabletop Tales. I am I am very excited to start this, and I'm going to be the dungeon master and a player character in this campaign as part of the story. So first, I'm going to go over what you see on the screen, the layout, and what you can expect. Then I'm going to go over our cast and crew. Then I'm going to go over the world and story. Then I'm going to go over the custom mechanic. And I'm going to go over how you can actually watch a stream on my main channel that can influence what can happen here. And we'll get into that later. But first, I would like to introduce you to the layout. This is the layout for the introduction. So, like, I'm going to say, welcome to today's episode. Today's episode is brought to you by this and that. If we get sponsored, by the way, not sponsored, by the way, as you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, as you guys can see on the bottom right, I am getting help from using DND Beyond and Worldsmith. Worldsmith allows you to make campaigns for $5 a month. If you'd like to support them, make sure you guys do so because it's actually a good tool. That is how I made the campaign and the story we're about to dive into. For D&D Beyond, that is where I made the characters, which I'm going to introduce you in just a moment. Here is our layout for our actual gameplay where the dice are rolled. For the VTT, I decided to go with Roll20 because it's on Discord and my buddies are on Discord anyway. So we're going to be taking advantage of Discord and how to use it as well. And you can see what we're dealing with. Now, on the bottom left, on the bottom of my camera, I try to be a little inspired by Critical Role because they have their character sheets and their sponsors on that section where it says Send Shadow Throne. That's actually the character I'm playing as. I'll introduce you to him in a quick bit when we get to that section. But I try to be inspired by Critical Role. Now, obviously, I'm playing on Discord. With my buddies on Discord. We're not playing in person. I am in LA. They live in they live in the East Coast. I'll tell ya. So that's why we're on Discord, okay? And that's why it's easier for them to use Discord, okay? I'm gonna try testing audio and stuff within the next few hours, within the next 24 hours, so that we're prepared by soon. Okay? Now, I would like now to introduce to you our cast. Ladies and gentlemen, our cast and crew for the Merry 3, our first campaign on Tabletop Tales. I am I am Yuki Productions, your dungeon master and player character. I will be playing the character Den Shadow Throne, as mentioned earlier. He is an elf cleric who specializes in healing. He has proficiency in medicine as well as wisdom throw, and other cool stuff I am very interested in. I can use cast bless. I can cast bless. Yes, I'm talking to you. Critical role. Bless. The favorite spell. And I am very excited to play as Then Shadow Throne. Who my buddy one of my buddies says that when I say shadow, he's going to think of Shadow the Hedgehog. Makes sense, and makes sense. Our second player is our friend who you know on the main channel as Lone KC Kyle the Wolf. His actual name is Kyle, and he is playing as Linwood, the human paladin. A little soldier here. He is a soldier in in the story here, and he's gonna be the tank. I have a feeling he's gonna be the tank. And our final player for this campaign is his brother Jake, who will be playing a human sorcerer by the name of Luzon. right? Luzon, the human sorcerer. Let's just say he has a lot of cool powers. Okay, I'm very excited. Now, just a little fun fact about that name Luzon. Luzon is one of the island names in the Philippines. No cap. So when I saw that name Luzon pop up on the DND Beyond name randomizer, I'm like, I hope he fixed this one, and he did. He actually did. I was never expecting that. He actually picked Luzon. They picked Luzon for the name. So, but no, it has nothing to do with like it has nothing to do with the actual Philippine Islands. It's just the name for the character. It just reminded me of that um Filipino island, Luzon. But let's talk about now the actual meat and potato, the world and story. Ahem. The world we are diving into for our mini campaign is called Solarius. Solarius is a world of full of tranquility, and it's been unaffected by war, filled with natural resources, diverse landscapes, including environments like the meadows and the forests and the hills of the rolling, and the arcane energy that spills out the world. In our story, the first story of this campaign is the whimsical tale of Mary Pod Meadow. You see, in this story of the whimsical tale of the Mary Pod Meadow, we have a dragon, a nice dragon named Whimsy Tail. A friendly dragon has a lot of, let's just say, pranks of the like and mischief, albeit the mischief is friendly mischief, never to be meant to be evil. However, for some reason, that friendship, the friendship mischief and friendship pranks turn into something more interesting that I cannot say on TV or YouTube. His antics became a little bit more over the top in recent years, and the pranks and 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 the pranks go overboard. The goal of our adventurers in this adventure is to try to tame this dragon before this dragon actually causes damage. And let's bring him back to his joyful ways. That is the story of the Whimsun Tale, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our first story we're going to dive into. I would like now to introduce to you some of the mechanics that you're going to see in this game that are custom made. I'm going to custom made for this particular campaign. One of them is actually inspired by Critical Role. So if you're not aware, in Critical Role, they just recently had a special one shot to benefit those who are fighting the fires and need help at its time of need after the California wildfires in Los Angeles in January. As part of their initiative, no pun intended, they are helping out with rebuilding and all that good stuff. As part of that campaign, at 500 US dollar, somebody can grant a blessing in terms of the game. And the blessing allows Matt Mercer, the DM, of course, to allow players to roll with advantage, i.e., roll 2d20 and take the highest number plus your bonuses. But at the same time, those of you who are interested in making mischief, no pun intended, for a campaign here, can also use the can also I can also spend a mischief coin to grant disadvantage to either my own PC with the Sten Shadow Throne, or other characters, or even the creatures disadvantage. Two two or more D20s take the lowest plus your bonuses. A one automatically misses, by the way, and that's what we're going to play with. The players can also purchase a a blessed coin through the shops, although they're going to be at a high price because I don't want to give this out willy nilly. But there is actually another way where you, the viewer, can actually influence this campaign and future campaigns as we continue doing this. I would like to introduce you all to my main channel, Yuki Production, as in the channel where I do my live streams and all that good cool stuff. The reason why I'm introducing this is part of my main channel allows you to use a virtual currency of streaming called Yuki Coin to purchase rewards based on sound effects, game in-game challenges, or other cool stuff that will influence how I play the game. Like for example, tonight at 9:45, we have Super Mario World 2025, which is a ROM hack that was created for the community. And let's say that somebody spent 1,000 Yuki coin to force Mario to die. I have to do it. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like an engagement factor. But how does this have to do something with this game, the Mary Pod Medal? Because in the very near future, next week, I am going to actually add the ability to purchase blessed coins and mischief coins in the Yuki Coin shop on my main channel. And with that said, players who do that, viewers who do that, influence this campaign because I can spend whatever they earned, whatever they purchased for the campaign. That's how Matt Mercer did it with the money for the campaign. So let's just say some viewer A purchased 7 blessed coins, and viewer B purchased 7 mischief coin. I can say, hey, um, Luzon, I'm going to spend 2 blessings. You're going to roll 3 dice with advantage. That's how it's going to be. I have 5 left. Or the other way around, Luzon, I'm going to spend 2 mischief coin, and I'll force you to roll with disadvantage. Now they can counter this by using 2 blessings, and they cancel out because -2 and +2 cancel to 0. Or they can use 3 blessings and then reverse it for advantage. If they have 3 blessings, they can earn blessings as part of a reward for for the for the quest, or like a chest blessing coin, that is. And I can grant advantage if they want to use it. This is up to them. But when it comes to me spending blessings as a DM or blessing or mischief, I'm going to do that on my own play, depending on how the story is going. If I feel that their rolling um is poor, I'm going to be interested in spending blessings to help them out. So I'm trying to be balanced in this game. Now, what is this the setup for? Because this is not just me playing D&D this is me for the first time being a real like DM. Because what I have been doing with my buddies is I'm making rules to make it easier for them to learn. This is the first time where we're going to dive into the rules of D&D and actually play real D&D. What I've been showing off is like Pokemon, where I make the rules and make it easier for them to play, just to learn, hey, this is how the dice game works. But this time we're going to be using the actual rules combined with custom mechanics to play D&D. So this is their first time learning that what I just showed them with Pokemon is just a small taste. All right? I'm very excited about that. Now, I would like to demonstrate the flow of an episode because I think you guys might be interested in how an episode flows when it comes to my particular content. Now, I want to keep you guys informed and keep it transparent, keep it 50, not 50, keep it 100, whatever the kids say nowadays. Keep it 100 or keep it a buck or whatever. Um, I want to keep it a buck, keep it 100, and be transparent with how long an episode usually is. It will depend usually on how our players do and how I feel our players are doing. Now, obviously, everybody's going to say Critical Role has too many long videos. Well, it makes sense because they're Critical Role. They've been doing Critical D&D for like 10 years. This is my first like real time I'm doing this with real rules. So I am a newbie. We're all newbies here, playing for the first time when it comes to real D&D. So here's how the flow of an episode works. This is the screen where you're gonna see the introduction. I'm gonna say welcome to today's episode of the Mary 3. I am Yuki, I am the DM, and I play as Then Shadow Throne. Now I'm going to allow my players to introduce themselves, Kyle and Jake, as their characters. Alright? So instead of Jake saying I am Jake, I'm gonna tell him, hey, you are Luzon for this game. Luzon the human sorcerer. Same thing with Kyle. He is playing as Linwood the human paladin. Then after introductions, I'm going to say some announcements like normal, like D&D, like Critical Role would. After these announcements, if I have an intro video, then I'll play it. I'll just be it. Don't expect high production on those because it's gonna be I don't draw. And then after the introduction video, if I have one, then we get into a recap, just like what they do on Critical Role, on this scene right here. And then we'll get into this scene where I'm going to present the game, like the story, like as a DM in the Roll 20. So we'll be using Discord for our games, to be precise. Now, to make it more interesting and interactive, I'm going to add a few segments. So sometime in the middle of the first act, I'm going to have a break. There's going to be a break segment where there's going to be like an advertisement, well, my advertisement from my channel, and I'm going to say, hey, and then when we're back from the break, I'm going to say, welcome back to the Mary 3. We're going to learn more about our players. So, like a actual game show, although there's no money involved. Okay, it's a game show, but it's really about D&D. So there's gonna be a segment where you get to learn more about our players, as in Kyle, Jake, and myself. So if you have questions in the comment section that you want to ask, feel free to do so because I'm going to use those as part of that segment. Then after that little mini segment, we're going to get back into the game where we left off from the break. and then there's going to be another break, intermission, where there's an actual break, and then we're going to transition to the final scene, and then that's the end of the episode. All right. Now there is a chance if we extend this campaign longer than what it is, that we're going to have a combat, and in the middle of combat, because of timing rules, I'm going to say I am going to try my best to keep the whole cliffhanger type episodes to a minimum. I cannot promise that though, because you never know how the roles are going to be playing out. Remember, the dice are part of the story, so they can determine how long an episode can also go. But let's say if there's a combat and there's going to be around turn 14, and we're already at 11:59 p.m. my time, which is about 2:59 a.m. their time. Then I'm going to say then I'm going to be like on this scene right here. I'm going to be like, and that's where we're going to leave off. Find out what happens in this combat as we rejoin the Merry Three next time. And as always, the Thursday yet? So yeah, I'm going to be like Matt Mercer with that. It's Thursday yet, because Matt Mercer can do it. He's the best at this. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday yet? Or I might make up my own after once I get used to it. Or maybe I can use a casual phrase like, "Don't forget to sit around the tabletop." All right, where we can tell our tales around the table. I'm gonna come up with a catchphrase, but for now, I'm just gonna go with the standard. Is it Thursday yet? Because I like how Matt Mercer does his stuff. So that's the flow of an episode in terms of like how long each one is. I can guarantee that each episode is at least 30 minutes. I can also guarantee that it's no longer than 3 hours. No way. Not going to happen unless I have to do it. Usually no longer than 3 hours. All right? So that's a little introduction to what you can expect on the Mary 3 story, the campaign, the characters and cast, the custom mechanics, and what you can how you can interact with. Now I do understand there is one more question about this. What about live stream? Okay, I would do it, uh, just for the fact that I am brand new as a DM. Okay, as a dungeon master DM rookie, I am very new to this, like very new. So what's going to happen is we may do this live, but I don't want it to be too much yet. So maybe we'll do this live, but on Facebook first to get used to it, and then we'll be on YouTube on a tabletop tales sometime down the line. All right. The reason being is because I could also let you use that Yuki coin to purchase blessed coins and mischief coins, so that you guys can influence a campaign by engaging with what we have and what we have with our game. Okay, so just just keep that in mind. I may try it live, but not right now, or maybe on Facebook for a small audience. And then when I'm ready, when me and the cast are ready, oh, excuse me, when the cast and I are ready, we can start doing live streams here on Tabletop Tales. I'm very excited for this campaign, but obviously it's the first one. We're just doing recorded episodes like the one here and other stuff. Look at having some fun around the tabletop. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of the whimsical tale of the whimsical wonders of Whimsun Tale and the Merry Pod Meadows. I am Yuki, and we'll see you next time here around the table where we can tell our tales around the tabletop.